Good evening, everyone. Oh, no, not again, indeed. If these shakes had occurred any time before last October, most of us would barely have noticed. But they did not. They occurred this morning, in fact, beginning at the one open eye and black coffee time of 6:38 when we were barely out of bed. There's a lot to compare this with October 17th is probably in the long run irrelevant, except that we have all become so sensitized to the shaking. Take the reaction of anchor Sydnie Kohara of Channel 7, who was talking by phone this morning with reporter Tony Rusomano, who was in Santa Cruz when the biggest of the first shakes headed north at about 6:54.
Here comes another one right now. I feel it shaking. This one, oh, this one's very sharp. The whole house is shaking. This is a very strong one. Things are moving around so far. I don't see anything falling.
Usually we can see lights here moving around. I don't see anything moving. Okay, now they're moving. Now they're moving. And you can hear the building is shaking here.
Okay, it's over here. Everything's okay.
Okay, this must have been a pretty big one.
It's over here. Everything's okay.
Okay, here we. Okay. Okay, this is going to be. This is a big one.
No, it's not the big one.
No, it's not the big one. I'm sorry about that, but this is. We definitely felt it here.
The sequence began at 6:38 with a 4.4 trembler and peaked at 6:54 after 4 separate shakes, many of them above 5 and at 5.4 on the Richter being the biggest of those aftershocks. The larger of the shakes continued through the early morning, culminating with another nasty quake at 8:46, measuring 5.3 on the Richter. The quakes, considered aftershocks, continue even at this hour, as is usually the pattern. But these have not been noticeable in the immediate Bay Area. That is the latest of those. There is still debate about whether the quakes are related to the Loma Prieta quake of October and which of the shocks today were pre-quakes, the actual quake, or aftershocks. We'll let the experts sort all of that out. But again, you see the sequence. And again, what we tried to explain on October 17th, much better illustrated here because we had the reporter in Santa Cruz explaining what he felt. And then approximately 25 to 30 seconds later, the parallel shake in San Francisco north at 100 miles or so.
And as you said, there are a lot of questions about today's quakes. Even among seismologists, they're asking, were these aftershocks from October, a brand new swarm, or does this mean that another big one could be on the way? Well, Channel 7's Brian Hackney is live now at the USGS, the U.S. Geological Survey in Menlo Park, and he has some of the details, some, we hope, answers to the questions. Brian?
I think so, Carolyn. First, I got to tell you that this may have come as a surprise to us. Sure didn't come as a surprise to geologists who said we were way overdue for a larger aftershock from Loma Prieta. In fact, let me show you what geologists have been looking at for the past 6 months. This is a map of the Bay Area. And this is the San Andreas Fault right here with Monterey Bay and Hollister. And this is before the October quake. And look at October 17th, bang, right there. There's Loma Prieta, 7.1. Afterward, look at all that activity on that branch, that segment of the San Andreas Fault. It was just showered with aftershocks. And it is true that these aftershocks had settled down of late, but all that changed this morning.